Subtitles: Don't ask about ethics. The Wu Emperor smiled. I'd just take them out for a scenic shot, then send them back. Is that kind? His logic was so outrageous that Lu Ji had no retort. He then curiously asked, does this trick work on those nasty pirates? Lu Ji recalled how terrifying it was when he was stranded on that deserted island. He imagined nearly wetting himself from fright by the wild men. It was indeed a chapter better left unturned, especially considering the women on the pirate-captured ship. They didn't even have the freedom to wash their hair by the river, with pirates lurking around, being all handsy and creepy. Suddenly, a skeleton slowly stood up, flashing its pearly whites with a charming smile. Arnold immediately urged everyone to run, clearly another of Wu districts. Arnold told Fat Boss of the skeleton monster, claiming the island was cursed. Fat Boss believed, as had been frightened before. He ordered his men to quickly load supplies onto the boat and find food on a nearby island. Oliver said Arnold was surely dehydrated. Confident, Oliver claimed he had the way to calm Arnold down and dragged him away. He handed Arnold a mint leaf to chew, hinting a bigger surprise, leaving Arnold eager. Arnold told the pirates, my throat's been poisoned. I need to poke a hole in it, or else this thick goo won't come out. He looked on in despair, but Oliver was completely unfazed. He was pinned down by his companions, and with Oliver's pursuit, Arnold quickly stopped struggling. The danger hanging in his throat was finally lifted. Only Luzon knew his secret, leaving the remaining pirates visibly shaken. Subtitles: All believed the island had issues. Meanwhile, Luzon and Friday prepared grenades to surprise the pirates. That night, the two crept to the pirate camp, saw them feasting, felt smug, and prepared to sneak attack. But to their surprise, they were spotted by the pirates and had to raise their hands in surrender. Seeing the pirates hesitate, Lu Ji swiftly knocked one down with a punch. He quickly readied the grenades to launch an attack. The unprepared pirates were instantly thrown into total chaos. Seizing the moment, Lu Ji opened the sailor's cage, freed the captain, and handed him other cage's keys. Friday kept tossing grenades into the pirate camp. Soon afterwards, Lu Ji was discovered, and he hurriedly set up the skeleton, causing the pirates to scream and run around in terror. The captain freed the strong sailors, and before long, they got weapons and led a counterattack. Just when victory seemed within reach, out of nowhere, a pirate grabbed the captain's daughter as leverage. The helpless captain could only order his men to lower their weapons. Friday, hiding in the shadows, was really bummed, while Lu Ji insisted, we haven't lost yet. Ultimately, they chose to retreat. When the pirate boss returned, he immediately realized there were no skeleton monsters on the island. To prevent the sailors from revolting, he ordered his men to keep the women under strict watch. But all of this was overheard by Lu Ji and Friday. They quickly took action, easily dispatching the watchful pirate. Lu Ji planned to sneak onto the ship while Friday was tasked with moving the women. Unexpectedly, while trying to escape, they were spotted by the pirate boss. Lu Ji knew he had to deal with that pesky guy first. Meanwhile, the other pirates were rounding up the sailors to transport them onto the big ship. Lu Ji cautiously avoided the pirates' gaze and hid in a small wooden boat. Even though they had been rescued, the women remained extremely nervous, casting anxious glances. This scene left Friday quite puzzled. Was it because of his very dark skin? After drinking water, he casually took one of the woman's scarves. He soaked the scarf and wrapped it around the woman's neck. The woman felt confused, swatting at Friday's hand. However, Friday paid no heed and focused solely on his task. Just as they were about to move on, Friday heard rustling in the bushes and knew someone was on their tail. He quickly urged the women to flee, then buried them in leaves to hide before looking for the pirates. Meanwhile, a subordinate of the pirate decided to betray the boss and seize control of the big ship. But the good fortune did not last long. Lu Ji suddenly appeared, ordering his men to capture him. He was soon dispatched by Luigi, leaving Oliver to take the helm. In the skirmish, Luigi was hit but did not back down, wanting to finish him off quickly. Just as he was to strike a fatal blow, Oliver at the helm rocked the boat hard, saving Luigi. This allowed Luigi to tumble onto the deck and get stabbed. He thought he could seize the ship smoothly, but the ship suddenly hit a reef and rocked violently. This startled the pirates and sailors below, causing them to rush onto the deck. Oliver quickly urged Luigi to run. Luigi had no choice but to give up on the ship, jumping into the ocean with a splash. Meanwhile, Friday also found the pirate boss, and the two were locked in a fierce battle. Little did the pirate boss know, Friday was a surprisingly strong fighter, far beyond his expectations of a wild man. Friday showcased his courage and wisdom, especially when he wielded a knife in critical moments. Afterward, Friday left to find the women, but upon arrival, he discovered they had vanished. Anxiously, he searched around and eventually came back to the pirate camp. He just spotted two women being herded back to the wooden lodge by the pirates, but he was more concerned for Luigi's safety. He hurriedly left to search for him and ultimately discovered Luigi, who was injured on the beach. Luigi informed him the big ship had been wrecked and the pirates would need days to repair it, but they still had a chance to counterattack. On their way back to the treehouse, they noticed the pirates who had previously chased them cutting wood to repair the ship. They simply watched silently without planning to attack. Luigi remarked to Friday, once they fix the boat, we can head to the town for a nice little treasure snatch. Doesn't that sound delightful? As they chatted, Luigi looked up and spotted a boat hanging from a tree. Absolutely unbelievable. It must have been that storm. They were curious about treasures aboard. They promptly used rope to hold the boat down. While they were rummaging around, Fifth Brother found an iron box, but Luigi, in his excitement, snatched it away immediately. Luigi was thrilled, as it was the compass he had always dreamed of, still in working order. That meant they had a chance to escape the island. So, they hurried to bring the damaged boat back to fix it up. Compared to building a ship, fixing it was a piece of cake. Before long, the boat looked brand new. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like and subscribe.